guys, welcome back to CETV Live Show. This is DM Alex bringing you all the latest and the greatest and the craziest stuff that we've got going on at Comic Emporium this week. First thing we're going to talk about King in Black, number 5. Alright, now, if you haven't read it yet, what follows will be quite a bit of spoilers, so plug your ears or something, I'm not sure. But if you've been following along, then you know that Null has come to Earth bringing all of his dragons and celestials, and in the second issue, just completely and totally kills Venom Eddie Brock. Well, in this issue, Eddie is back, and with him comes the Enigma Force. Not only that, but Eddie and Venom have put together, with the use of Silver Surfer's surfboard and Mjolnir, a new and more powerful weapon. Apparently the most powerful weapon in the Marvel Universe, as it is able to easily destroy Celestials, dragons, and Null himself. This is pretty cool, and in the end we get a new King in Black, Venom, and a new god of the symbiotes, Venom, and this incredible weapon that may come into play later on. So, pretty cool stuff. Pick up King in Black. If you haven't read the series yet, you've got to grab it. It's really awesome. It's the new event in the Marvel Universe, so you don't want to miss that. I wish I had a copy of it. I would like to talk about GEIGER at this point in time. If you haven't heard of Jeff Johns, watch any DC anything, and he's had a hand in it. So if you saw, things like Doom Patrol, Teen Titans, Green Lantern, that's kind of the stuff he's been working on, but also Justice League, Suicide Squad, Superman, all of that. So in this is GEIGER, this is Jeff Johns' story about a man who, in a post-apocalyptic world, takes on a radioactive wasteland, kind of in a Mad Max style, but unlike everybody else that lives on the planet, he doesn't need a radioactive suit to protect himself. Joe Glow, the Meltdown Man, or as he is actually known, GEIGER, can do a crazy amount of destructive damage, and it's all for his family. So check out GEIGER number 1, released this week, and next we're going to go over some of the stuff we got in that was really cool this week. We got in Pokemon. Now listen guys, I guarantee you, if you come into Comic Emporium, we will have Pokemon something on the shelves. Okay, now we may have to pay a little more to get it, we may have to charge a little more to keep it, but I guarantee you if you walk in, we're going to have Pokemon. So next time you're looking for Pokemon, Comic Emporium's got it. We've also got Strixhaven for Magic coming out soon, and we're taking pre-orders on that now. Just come on in, stop on by, talk to Greg, and get your name down for a box of Strixhaven. They will be allocated, so you don't want to try to wait and just say, well, I'll just get one when they come out. I promise you want to go ahead and order. We got in some really great board games this week. Some of my favorite, in fact. If you've never played it, this is Gloom. Gloom is a fantastic card game about a bunch of dreary families and the terrible things that happen to them. If you're a fan of the Geek and Sundry YouTube channel, you've probably seen Will Wheaton play this on his show Tabletop. Gloom is fantastic, and it's got a bunch of expansions now and a bunch of different types of Gloom. You may have tried Munchkin Gloom, or there's a Gloom of Thrones. There's also things like we've got a Cthulhu Gloom. So Gloom is on the shelf. Check it out. Easy to play, really fun to pick up, plays pretty quickly too. You'll be really happy to actually try that out. Now, my favorite game, and my daughter's favorite game, and the reason we don't play it as much is because it takes forever sometimes, but we have Sheriff of Nottingham, 2nd edition. In this game, if you've never played it before, this is another one that was on Geek and Sundry and on Tabletop, but this is basically a game of bluffing, or a game of telling the truth really, really well. You play an individual who is attempting to bring in as much goods or contraband without getting caught as you can. And each turn, somebody different plays the bad guy, the Sheriff of Nottingham. And his job, or their job, her job, is to actually take a look and decide whether or not what you're telling them you have is legitimate, or if you're trying to sneak some sneaky stuff in. Now, at the end of the game, you'll reveal all the cool stuff, like, I brought in 4 crossbows when I told you I was bringing in 4 chickens, ha ha ha, so on and so forth, and you gain points based on what you can bring in. Really fun game. It's a good party game, and it plays pretty quickly unless you start really getting into the storytelling like myself and my daughter do, in which case I'm really, really laying it on thick, trying to get you to believe that what I'm bringing in is actual, legitimate, bread and cheese instead of, the royal rooster and whatever else I might have going on. So take a look at Sheriff of Nottingham. We have that on the shelf. And finally, we have got in Splendor. Splendor, we've been sold out of this for months, and we have been trying to get it in, and we finally got some. We got 2 of them on the shelf right now. Splendor is a really popular game. As you can probably see, it does say 1 million copies sold. This is one of those really fun, easy to get into kind of games. Basically what you're doing is you're a merchant of the Renaissance, and you're trying to acquire some things, you're trying to trade for some things, that kind of stuff. Anyway, Splendor, really fun. Check it out. You can check it out on things like Board Game Geek as well, if you want to try a website and just kind of look through a few things. What else have we got? Oh, speaking of board games and tabletops and all that kind of stuff, we just restocked all of our miniatures. So right now, as of yesterday, about 6:45, when we put the last one on the shelf, we have 100 square feet jam-packed with all kinds of miniatures. Come in and take a look. We're going to be trying to sort through and put a few more on the shelf as we find some new stuff. But we've pretty much got everything that is out there right now on the shelf. It won't last long, so if you're looking for a specific character, if you're looking for some props for your Warlock tiles, come and check them out now. We got in a couple of the big monsters as well. Anyways, so that's really cool stuff. We got in the Bestiary 3 for Pathfinder 2nd Edition. We have the books on the shelf for that as well. And I want to talk about the events that we've got coming up. So it's April, and I told y'all last month that in April we were going to have a board game night, or a board game day. Well, we have decided it will be a board game night. It will be, mark your calendars, Thursday, April 22nd. We're going to start at about 5:30 and we'll play until about 9:30. Again, this is a free event run by us. This is just something we want to do just to kind of encourage more board game players, and this is a chance for you to try some stuff out if you've been curious and you haven't had a chance to try it. We're going to have some really some experts here who love these board games, and they're going to teach you how to play. We're going to run a couple of things. Werewolf. We're going to run Settlers of Catan, Ticket to Ride. If we can, we'll try to run a game of Talisman. Just if you've never played, it'll be something you can try out. Spot It, just a bunch of different things. I believe Poetry for Neanderthals was an absolute must. If you haven't tried that out, well, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love being the one to hold the nose stick and hit the other players with it when they mess up. Other than that, guys, that's going to be about all we've got. Now, next week, I will not be filming from Comic Emporium. I will actually try to be filming from that most magical place in the world. So stay tuned for next week, and you'll get to see what we're doing when we're not here at the Comic Emporium, or at least what I'm doing. Until then, you guys keep it cool, stay dry, and I will see you next time. This is DM Alex, logging off.